planet to the vast universe we are just beginning to glimpse beyond.
Yes, yes. Ah, sun.
Now, the splendor of our planet can be shared by all. Miracle of our modern age. Our home in space speeds about an average yellow star. Only one among over 200 billion stars in a galaxy we call the Milky Way.
Journey to August. Oh, sun.
While only an average star, our
This is the
sun is an
sun.
enormous source of heat and light
Sun.
that nurtures life on Earth. Flying in a conventional airplane, it would take 20 years to reach this sizzling destination. But we will reach it in seconds. By anything imaginable, the sun is enormous, with a diameter of 1,400,000 kilometers and a mass 330,000 times greater than Earth. Deep inside the sun, hydrogen is fused into helium at a temperature of 15 million degrees Celsius. As a result, enormous amounts of energy flood outward. The sun's surface is a turbulent sea of hot ionized gases. The tops of huge convection cells mimic soup boiling on an enormous stove. Here and there we find darker regions called sunspots. From such places, powerful flares erupt, bathing space with deadly ultraviolet and X radiation. In addition, torrents of particles in coronal mass ejections blast outward across the solar system. Our sun can be a violent place indeed. "150 million kilometers away, our planet is shielded from such solar tantrums by an invisible magnetic field, subduing them into hauntingly beautiful displays of the northern and southern lights. As the Russian space pioneer Tsiolkovsky once said, "The Earth is the cradle of civilization, but one does not stay in the cradle forever." We now live in the greatest age of discovery in the history of the human race. 500 years ago, great explorers sailed out across then vast oceans to bring back tales of new continents. Today, even tinier craft fly the vast ocean of space and send us amazing views of entire worlds to explore. Closest of these is our own moon. At a distance of 384,000 kilometers, the moon is our nearest neighbor in space. Barely 1/4 the size of Earth, it is a dry, airless, lifeless world. Above, a place called Earth hangs in a black sky, embedded with dazzling stars, and always utter silence. Yet the moon is not without its own, albeit stark, beauty. Thousands upon thousands of craters pepper the landscape. Long ranges of mountains thrust upward, some with peaks that soar to over 5,000 meters. Elsewhere, we find vast plains where molten lava welled up from the moon's interior, flooded the lunar lowlands, and ultimately froze in place. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, American astronauts journeyed here. Their scientific instruments, lunar rovers, and footprints bear testimony to these visits and will last for millennia to come. Someday, humans will return, perhaps to set up permanent scientific bases, perhaps to pave the way for the first cities to be built on another world. Barely larger than our moon, tiny Mercury hugs the solar glare. Its surface also displays signs of a tumultuous past. Across its surface lie great plains strewn with craters. Cliffs that break the landscape for hundreds of kilometers, and a giant impact basin called the Mare Caloris, or Sea of Heat, where an asteroid crashed billions of years ago. Heat is the operative word on Mercury, for, during the day, surface temperatures soar to levels hot enough to melt tin and lead. Yet, in the long, airless night, they plunge to over 170 degrees below zero. Beyond Mercury shines dazzling Venus, enshrouded in silvery clouds. In Greek and Roman mythology, this was the goddess of love. But while beautiful, the planet's enveloping clouds are actually made of choking carbon dioxide, laced with droplets of sulfuric acid. The result is a runaway greenhouse effect that traps the sun's heat so well, day and night, equator to poles, temperature